Hi, you're listening to Echoes from Within, a space where thoughts find their voice. Can men and women ever be just friends? This is not a new debate. It has existed for years. And every few months, it somehow finds its way back into conversations, podcasts, interviews, and social media debates. Recently, I came across a debate about this on YouTube. People were passionately arguing both sides, and while watching it, I found myself asking the same question. At first, my immediate thought was simple. Why not? What's the issue? I have female friends whom I consider close. We laugh, talk, support each other, and share parts of life. So why should friendship between a man and a woman be treated like something impossible? To me, the debate initially felt unnecessary, but the more I listened, the more I started thinking. Friendship is not always equal, and that's okay. I thought about the way I treat my male friends versus my female friends, and honestly, in many ways, it's almost the same. The jokes, the support, the conversations, the trust. But if I'm being truthful, there are certain boundaries I naturally keep with female friends that I don't always keep with male friends. It's not because they are less important. It's because they are different kinds of friendships. That difference matters. So what creates that difference? Part of it may simply be human biology. Biologically speaking, men and women are naturally wired to notice each other differently. Attraction is part of human nature. Psychologists often talk about how men, on average, are more likely to interpret emotional closeness as potential romantic interest, while women may sometimes separate emotional intimacy from attraction more easily. Not always, but often enough to make the conversation complicated. This doesn't mean friendship is impossible. It simply means attraction can sometimes exist alongside friendship. Boundaries are what protect the friendship. One thing I realized while thinking about my own life, every friendship has boundaries, not just with women, even with male friends. The difference is that the boundaries with male friends often feel thinner, more casual, less guarded. For example, I might let my emotional guard down more easily with a male friend in certain ways than I would with a female friend. Not because I trust them more, not because they understand me better, but because the emotional dynamics feel different. And maybe that's what many people confuse. Different boundaries do not make a friendship less real. They simply shape it differently. The real question is not, can they? Maybe the better question is, can both people respect the nature of the friendship? Because friendship between men and women can absolutely work. But it often depends on a few things: mutual respect, emotional maturity, honesty, clear boundaries, understanding intentions. Problems usually begin when one person wants more and the other doesn't, or when the friendship becomes emotionally dependent in ways neither person fully understands. Society also plays a role. Let's be honest, society doesn't make this easy either. A man and a woman spend time together and people immediately ask, "So, are you two dating?" As if closeness must always lead to romance. Sometimes two people simply connect as human beings. Nothing more, nothing less. But because society often romanticizes every male-female bond, people sometimes start questioning friendships that were perfectly healthy to begin with. So, can men and women be just friends? My personal answer? Yes. But it depends. Not on gender, on awareness, on boundaries, on emotional honesty, and on whether both people understand what the friendship is and what it is not. Because friendship isn't about treating everyone the exact same way. It's about understanding each relationship for what it is. And maybe that's the real answer. Not all friendships are identical, but that doesn't make them any less meaningful. At the end of the day, maybe the question isn't whether men and women can be just friends. Maybe the better question is, can we respect friendship without always needing it to become something else? Thank you for listening. If this resonated with you, share it with someone who might need to hear it today. You'll find more on my website. Link is in the description.